This video contains audio content only. There are no visual elements or images accompanying the audio. If you're expecting to see video footage, please note that this is an intentional audio-only presentation. We recommend listening to this content rather than watching the screen. Thank you for your understanding and enjoy the audio. Welcome to an illuminating journey into the heart of the Drukpa lineage, a vibrant branch of Tibetan Buddhism. In simple terms, we'll explore the lineage's origins, tracing its path from ancient Indian masters to the Himalayas and beyond. We'll delve into the life of the unconventional Drukpa Kunli, the divine madman, and witness the lineage's global spread, guided by the modern mystic, the Galwang Drukpa. Prepare to discover a rich tapestry of spiritual practices, captivating stories, and a vision for a more compassionate world. Chapter 1. The Whispers of Nine Dragons. The birth of the Drukpa lineage. The Drukpa lineage, a vibrant current flowing through the vast ocean of Tibetan Buddhism, finds its source not only in the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas, but also in the sun-drenched plains of India. Its story begins not with a single enlightened being, but with a confluence of wisdom passed down through generations, culminating in a dramatic prophecy fulfilled by a celestial display of 9 dragons. To truly understand the birth of the Drukpa lineage, we must first trace its roots back to the Indian Mahasiddhas, the great tantric masters who ignited the flame of esoteric Buddhist practice. Figures like Tilopa and Naropa, luminaries in the Indian Buddhist firmament, developed and transmitted profound teachings on Mahamudra, the direct experience of the nature of mind, and the 6 yogas of Naropa, a powerful set of tantric practices designed to accelerate the path to enlightenment. These esoteric teachings, whispered from guru to disciple, found their way to Tibet through the unwavering dedication of Marpa Lotsawa, a Tibetan translator who braved perilous journeys to India. Marpa's 3 expeditions to India were not mere pilgrimages but arduous quests for spiritual knowledge. He faced treacherous terrain, hostile conditions, and the challenges of navigating a foreign culture. Yet, his determination remained unshaken. He studied with Naropa, enduring rigorous training and overcoming numerous obstacles to receive the complete transmission of the Kagyu teachings. He also encountered the wisdom of Maitripa, further enriching his understanding of the Dharma. These precious teachings, carried back to Tibet by Marpa, laid the foundation for the Kagyu school, the very ground from which the Drukpa lineage would later blossom. In the Sang region of western Tibet, a child destined to shape the course of Buddhist history was born in 1161. Sangpa Gyer's birth was marked by the unusual. He emerged encased in a membrane, a sight so startling that his mother abandoned him near their home. Yet, in this moment of apparent vulnerability, a miracle unfolded. A vulture, an emanation of a protecting deity, descended from the sky, sheltering the infant beneath its outstretched wings. This auspicious beginning hinted at the extraordinary life that lay ahead. Sangpa Gyer's early years revealed a playful spirit and a keen intellect, but also a profound capacity for empathy. He delighted in imitating ascetic hermits, foreshadowing his future path. A tragic incident, however, would solidify his commitment to the Dharma. While still a young boy, he killed a goat, an act that filled him with deep remorse. This experience ignited within him a strong sense of renunciation and a burning desire to pursue the spiritual path. Guided by this newfound resolve, Sangpa Gyare embarked on a journey of learning. He studied with Lopan Karchungpa, receiving his first formal Buddhist education. He delved into the intricacies of Abhidharma and logic with Geshe Amthangpa, honing his intellectual skills. He even encountered the profound wisdom of Dzogchen, a non-dual tradition within Tibetan Buddhism, receiving teachings and learning the Kamkani mantra from a Dzogchen Khenpo. At the age of 23, a pivotal encounter would forever alter Sangpa Gyer's destiny. While returning from a pilgrimage to Lhasa and Samai, he met Ling Repa, a master renowned for his mastery of the esoteric practices of the Kagyu lineage. Though their first meeting was brief, it left an indelible mark on Sangpa Gyare, who later recounted, "I must have received his blessing at that meeting." He subsequently received extensive teachings on Tumo, the practice of inner heat, from Ling Repa. With remarkable speed, he mastered this practice, demonstrating his exceptional spiritual aptitude. A sudden illness, a bout of smallpox, brought Sangpa Gyare even closer to his guru. Ling Repa personally nursed him back to health, providing him with further instructions and guidance. During this time, Sangpa Gyal's meditative practice deepened, leading to profound experiences of realization. He remained motionless in meditation for extended periods, his mind merging with the vast expanse of the sky. He even perceived Ling Repa as inseparable from all enlightened beings, a vision that testified to his growing spiritual insight. Sangpa Gyal's reputation as a spiritual authority was further cemented by his rediscovery of the Six Equal Tastes. This terma, a hidden treasure teaching concealed by Richungpa, Milarepa's student, contained essential instructions on the practice of Mahamudra. Its rediscovery by Sangpa Gyal was not merely a fortunate event but a testament to his spiritual maturity and his karmic connection to the lineage. The Six Equal Tastes became a cornerstone of the Drukpa teachings, offering practitioners a direct path to realizing the nature of mind. The birth of the Drukpa lineage as a distinct school within the Kagyu tradition was marked by a miraculous event. In 1206, while traveling to Yu to establish a monastic center, Sangpa Gyal and his disciples arrived at a place called Namdruk. As they gathered there, a breathtaking spectacle unfolded. 9 dragons, symbolic of the 9 Indian Mahasiddhas, emerged from the earth, soaring into the sky with thunderous roars. A shower of blossoms rained down, blessing the assembled gathering. This awe-inspiring display gave the lineage its name, Drukpa, lineage of the dragons, and connected it to the powerful symbolism of dragons as protectors of the Dharma. The newly established Drukpa lineage also benefited from the wisdom and guidance of other influential figures. Phagmo Drupa Dorje Galpo, Ling Repa's guru and a principal disciple of Gampapa, played a crucial role in shaping the lineage's early development. His teachings, emphasizing the integration of monastic discipline with the esoteric practices of the Kagyu tradition, provided a solid foundation for the Drukpa school. Dampa Sumpa, one of Richung Dorje Drakpa's main disciples, also contributed to the rich tapestry of Drukpa doctrine and practice. The lineage's influence soon extended beyond Tibet, reaching the remote valleys of Bhutan. Phajo Drugam Zigpo, a prominent disciple of Sangpa Gyal's nephew, Onre Dharma Sengye, embarked on a mission to Bhutan in 1222. This journey was not a random undertaking but the fulfillment of a prophecy by Sangpa Gyal himself. Phajo Drugam Zigpo's arrival in Bhutan marked the beginning of the Drukpa Kagyu's enduring presence in the Himalayan kingdom, setting the stage for it to become the dominant Buddhist school in the country. As the Drukpa lineage flourished, it branched into 3 distinct streams, each flowing from the wisdom of one of Sangpa Gyal's principal disciples. Galwa Loripa, known for his emphasis on meditation and retreat, established the lower Drukpa tradition. Galwa Gotsangpa, a highly realized yogi, founded the upper Drukpa, known for its emphasis on the practice of Mahamudra. Onre Dharma Sengye, Sangpa Gyal's nephew, became the leader of the middle Drukpa, carrying on the lineage at Rilung Monastery. These 3 masters, along with Yang Gonpa, a disciple of Gotsangpa, became known as the 3 victorious ones, Galwa Namsum, revered for their profound spiritual realizations. The lower, upper and middle Drukpa branches, though distinct in their emphasis and transmission lines, all drew from the same source, the profound teachings of Sangpa Gyal. Their unique contributions enriched the Drukpa tradition, creating a vibrant tapestry of practice and realization. This division into sub-schools, a crucial aspect of the lineage's early history, laid the foundation for its future growth and influence across the Himalayas and beyond. Chapter 2. The Thunderbolt of Flaming Wisdom, Drukpa Kunli, the Divine Madman. The whispers of 9 dragons, the founding vision of the Drukpa lineage, echoed not only through the hallowed halls of Rilung Monastery but also through the unconventional life and teachings of Drukpa Kunli, a figure as captivating as he was controversial. Born in 1455 within the very walls of Rilung Monastery complex, in the Tibetan region then known as Kaisho, Kunli's life was a tapestry woven with threads of both profound spiritual insight and shockingly unorthodox behavior. He was known by many names, Kunga Legpai Zongpo, Drukpa Kunleg, and perhaps most famously, the madman of the dragon lineage. But beneath the veneer of madness lay a deliberate and skillful method of challenging societal norms and expanding the very definition of enlightenment. Kunli's lineage connected him directly to the heart of the Drukpa tradition. He hailed from the noble Gya clan, a family of nomadic herdsmen whose roots intertwined with those of Sangpa Gyare, the founder of the Drukpa Kagyu school. His father, Rinchen Zongpo, held a position of authority as an official at Rilung, while his mother, the Lady Gungmo Ki, was of noble blood. However, the idyllic image of a privileged upbringing was shattered when Kunli was just 13. His father was murdered, a victim of the bitter internal power struggles that plagued Rilung at the time. This tragic event cast a long shadow over Kunli's life, deeply impacting his views on monastic politics and fueling his later aversion to the pursuit of power within religious institutions. Adding another layer to his complex persona, Kunli was considered a rebirth of the Indian Mahasiddha Shawaripa, a figure known for his unconventional methods and his symbolic association with a hunting dog and the tools of the hunt, the bow and arrow. These symbols, often depicted alongside Kunli, hinted at his own wild and untamed approach to spiritual practice. Kunli's spiritual journey began within the traditional confines of Rilung Monastery, where he studied under the renowned Siddha Pema Lingpa. Here, he immersed himself in the rigorous practices and philosophical tenets of the Drukpa Kagyu tradition. However, as he matured, Kunli grew increasingly disillusioned with what he perceived as hypocrisy within the monastic community. He witnessed monks who, while preaching detachment from worldly possessions, seemed more preoccupied with accumulating wealth and power than with genuine spiritual practice. This dissonance between their words and actions profoundly disturbed Kunli, leading him to a radical decision. At the age of 25, he returned his monastic vows, choosing to embark on a different path, one that defied expectations and challenged the established order. Leaving the cloistered walls of Rilung behind, Kunli embraced the life of a wandering yogi. He traversed the rugged landscapes of Tibet and the southern Himalayas, seeking out spiritual masters who resonated with his unconventional approach. He encountered Lotsen Pakunga Choki Gyatso, who became his root teacher, imparting profound instructions on Datsa and Nyingpo, esoteric practices that further deepened Kunli's understanding of the nature of mind. He also met Sonam Chokden, who transmitted the complete teachings of Mahamudra, the 6 cycles of one taste, and Tumo, further enriching Kunli's spiritual toolkit. Despite his rejection of traditional monastic life, Kunli did not entirely abandon the monastic path. He took novice monastic vows at Ningro Menchuka and later received full ordination at Zalu Monastery, where he was given the name Kunga Lekpa Peljor Zongpo. He even studied with the 7th Karmapa, receiving the transmission of the profound inner meaning. His pilgrimages to sacred sites like Sara, Ninang, Labshi, and Kailash further demonstrate his commitment to the spiritual path, albeit one he forged on his own terms. Kunli's mad methods were not random acts of insanity but a deliberate and skillful means of shattering the rigid structures of conventional thought and practice. He embraced the Nyingpa tradition, the path of the mad ones, yogis who used unconventional, often shocking tactics to jolt people out of their complacency and awaken their spiritual potential. As Kunli himself wrote, the biographies of lamas in which everything is too ordered tend to read like a creditor's account book. What is the use of such writings? He believed that enlightenment was not confined to the monastery walls or the rigid adherence to rules. Instead, he saw the potential for awakening in every aspect of human experience, even those considered taboo. His famous declaration, "I have come without prejudice to help you. Where can I find the best booze and most beautiful women?" upon entering a village, was not merely a crude provocation but a challenge to the established social and religious order. His methods often involved provocative humor, outrageous antics, and the deliberate flouting of social conventions. He used songs and poetry, often laced with sexual innuendo, to convey profound spiritual truths in a way that resonated with ordinary people. He challenged the authority of religious institutions and the hypocrisy of those who clung to power. He even used symbolic acts, like urinating on a banner brought to him for blessing, to demonstrate the futility of attachment to material objects and the illusory nature of conventional reality. His quote, "Kunli never tires of girls, monks never tires of wealth, girls never tire of sex. That is the teaching on the 3 indefatigable," encapsulates his subversive approach to spiritual teachings. When confronted by an uptight monk who questioned his unconventional methods, Kunli retorted, "I was headed to hell. But the road was so clogged with phony priests that I had to turn back, highlighting his disdain for those who prioritized outward appearances over genuine spiritual practice. Kunli's impact on Bhutanese culture is undeniable. He is revered as a patron saint, his image and teachings woven into the fabric of Bhutanese life. The ubiquitous phallus paintings that adorn homes and buildings throughout Bhutan are not merely crude depictions but powerful symbols of fertility, good luck, and protection against evil spirits, directly attributed to Kunli's influence. Chimi Lakang, the fertility temple he established, stands as a testament to his embrace of the full spectrum of human experience and his belief that spirituality could be found even in the most unexpected places. The rituals associated with the temple, such as the fertility blessing involving being tapped on the head with a wooden phallus, reflect Kunli's playful yet profound approach to spiritual practice. Stories abound of his encounters with women, whom he sought to awaken not only sexually but also spiritually, demonstrating his belief that enlightenment was not restricted by gender or social status. Kunli's personal life, though shrouded in legend, also contributed to his legacy. He married Sawang Dzam, and they had a son, Shinkyong Drukdrik. His lineage continued through his Bhutanese descendants, who held positions of religious and political authority, further solidifying his influence on the country's history and culture. His son Nawang Tenzin, in particular, became a significant figure in Bhutanese lineage, establishing a line of recognized rebirths with their seat at Dryulhe. Drukpa Kunli, the divine madman, was far more than just a provocateur. He was a visionary who dared to challenge the status quo, a spiritual revolutionary who used laughter, shock, and unconventional methods to awaken others to the boundless potential within. His legacy continues to resonate through the vibrant culture of Bhutan and the hearts of those who seek liberation beyond the confines of conventional spirituality. Chapter 3. From the Himalayas to the World. The Spread of the Drukpa Teachings. The Drukpa lineage, born amidst the towering peaks and secluded valleys of the Himalayas, has, over centuries, extended its reach far beyond its mountainous cradle. This chapter traces the remarkable journey of the Drukpa teachings, from their origins in Tibet and Bhutan to their global presence in the modern world. The story of Drukpa's expansion begins in the 13th century with Phajo Drugam Zigpo, a disciple of Sangpa Gher's nephew, Onre Dharma Sengye. Heeding a prophetic call, Phajo Drugam Zigpo journeyed to western Bhutan in 1222, carrying with him the precious teachings of the Drukpa Kagyu. This pivotal mission marked the beginning of a long and influential relationship between the Drukpa lineage and the Kingdom of Bhutan. Phajo Drugam Zigpo's efforts laid the foundation for the Drukpa Kagyu to flourish, eventually becoming the dominant school of Buddhism in the country. The lineage's influence permeated Bhutanese society, shaping its unique customs, traditions, and ceremonies. This influence can be seen in the distinctive architecture of Bhutanese monasteries and dzongs, the vibrant mask dances performed during religious festivals, and the very fabric of Bhutanese daily life. The establishment of sacred sites, monasteries, and retreat centers played a vital role in this cultural transformation. One notable example is Tharpaling Monastery in Jakar, founded by Galwa Loripa, a disciple of Sangpa Gyare and one of the three victorious ones. This monastery, nestled amongst the breathtaking landscapes of central Bhutan, became a beacon of Drukpa practice and a center for spiritual learning. From its Bhutanese foothold, the Drukpa lineage continued its expansion across the Himalayas, spreading throughout Tibet, Ladakh, and other neighboring regions. Rilung Monastery, nestled in the Sang region of Tibet, served as the main seat of the lineage, a spiritual hub where generations of Drukpa masters resided and transmitted the teachings. Hemis Monastery in Ladakh, founded in the 17th century by Tagshang Repa Nawang Gyatso, emerged as another prominent center for Drukpa practice, radiating the lineage's influence across the high-altitude deserts of Ladakh, Zanskar, and Lahore. The importance of these monasteries and retreat centers cannot be overstated. They served as repositories of sacred texts, training grounds for monks and nuns, and sanctuaries for intensive meditation practice. They ensured the preservation and transmission of the Drukpa teachings, safeguarding the lineage's unbroken continuity. Tagshang Repa Nawang Gyatso's arrival in Ladakh in 1624, at the invitation of King Sengye Namgyal, was a watershed moment for the Drukpa Kagyu in the region. He established Hanli Monastery and later Hemis Monastery, solidifying the Drukpa presence and paving the way for its widespread growth. Another key figure in the lineage's expansion in Ladakh was Jamgon Nawang Gyaltsen, renowned for his artistic skills and miraculous abilities. He created intricate Zung scrolls, mandala drawings, and cross-thread objects, many of which are still preserved in Ladakhi dzongs, leaving a lasting mark on the region's artistic and religious landscape. The early growth of the Drukpa lineage was shaped by the three victorious ones: Galwa Namsum, Galwa Loripa, Galwa Gotsangpa, and Onre Dharma Sengye. These three disciples of Sangpa Gyare established the three main branches of the Drukpa Kagyu: Lower, Upper, and Middle. The Lower Drukpa, founded by Galwa Loripa, emphasized meditation and retreat, developing specific practices like the 5 capabilities: facing death through Mahamudra, enduring harsh conditions through Tumo, engaging in secluded tantric practices, facing disturbances from spirits and illness, and skillfully applying antidotes to challenging circumstances. The Upper Drukpa, established by Galwa Gotsangpa, focused on the profound practice of Mahamudra, the direct realization of the nature of mind. Notable figures within this branch include Gotsangpa's disciple, Orgyenpha Rinkenpel, a renowned Siddha who traveled to sacred sites like Bodh Gaya, Jalandhar, and Adhyana, bringing back esoteric teachings and founding the Organ Nyendrib tradition. Another prominent disciple, Barawa Gyaltsen Pelzang, established the Barawa sub-school, which flourished in Tibet and Bhutan. The Middle Drukpa, led by Onre Dharma Sengye at Rilung Monastery, carried on the main lineage of Sangpa Gyare. This branch produced a lineage of hereditary prince abbots, known as the 9 Incomparable Lions, who guided the Drukpa Kagyu for generations. Over time, the unique teachings and practices of the Upper and Lower Drukpa branches were gradually integrated into the Middle Drukpa tradition, further enriching its depth and diversity. A significant schism occurred within the Drukpa lineage in the 16th century. Following the death of the 4th Galwang Drukpa, Kunkhayan Pema Karpo, 2 rival candidates emerged, vying for recognition as his reincarnation. This dispute, fueled by political intrigue and diverging loyalties, led to a division within the Drukpa Kagyu. Galwang Pogsum Wangpo, supported by the king of Sang, was recognized as the 5th Galwang Drukpa and became the leader of the Northern Drukpa branch, based in Tibet. His rival, Nawang Namgyal, journeyed south to Bhutan, where he unified the country, established the Drukpa Kagyu as the state religion, and became the first Zobdrung Rinpoche, the leader of the Southern Drukpa branch. This division marked a turning point in the lineage's history, creating 2 distinct branches that continue to thrive today. The lineage of the Prince Abbots of Rilung, the hereditary leaders of the Middle Drukpa, continued until Nawang Namgyal's departure for Bhutan. In Bhutan, Nawang Namgyal established a new system of religious leadership, appointing Pekar Jungya as the first Zhikhenpo, the spiritual head of all monasteries in Bhutan. Successive Zhikhenpos have served as spiritual regents, playing a crucial role in Bhutanese religious and political life. The 20th and 21st centuries witnessed a dramatic expansion of the Drukpa teachings, reaching a global audience and establishing a presence far beyond the Himalayas. Drukpa centers have blossomed in Europe, North and South America, and throughout Asia, bringing the wisdom of the lineage to a diverse and growing community of practitioners. The present Galwang Drukpa, Jigme Pema Wangchen, the 12th incarnation of Sangpa Gyare, has been instrumental in this global flourishing. His tireless efforts to share the Drukpa teachings have taken him to countless countries, bridging ancient wisdom with contemporary issues. He has established numerous projects and initiatives aimed at promoting peace, environmental awareness, and gender equality. The annual Drukpa Council, a yearly gathering of Drukpa masters, monks, nuns, and lay practitioners, serves as a platform for fostering unity and strengthening the lineage's global network. The Galwang Drukpa's leadership was prominently displayed during the lineage's 800th anniversary celebrations in Ladakh in 2007, a momentous event attended by over 100,000 people. This celebration, which featured vibrant mask dances performed by nuns, fireworks, skylanterns, and biodegradable balloons, captured international attention and highlighted the Drukpa lineage's enduring vitality. His Holiness the Galwang Drukpa's vision extends beyond traditional religious boundaries. His Live to Love project encourages altruistic action and engagement with social issues, inspiring volunteers to participate in educational, medical, humanitarian, and environmental initiatives. The Druk White Lotus School, in Ladakh, founded by the Galwang Drukpa, provides a unique educational model that blends modern education with the preservation of local Ladakhi culture. His commitment to gender equality is evident in the establishment of nunneries that empower women, offering them not only spiritual training but also education in Tibetan, English, Hindi, computer skills, and even martial arts. The Galwang Drukpa's commitment to environmental preservation is unwavering. He launched a million tree initiative in Ladakh, aiming to combat deforestation and mitigate the effects of climate change. This initiative led to 2 Guinness World Records for most trees planted simultaneously, demonstrating the power of collective action and inspiring environmental activism around the world. Through these diverse initiatives, the Galwang Drukpa has demonstrated the Drukpa lineage's capacity to address contemporary challenges while remaining true to its core principles of compassion, wisdom, and service. He has successfully bridged ancient wisdom with modern concerns, demonstrating that the Drukpa teachings, while rooted in centuries-old tradition, remain relevant and transformative in the 21st century. The Drukpa lineage continues to evolve and adapt, embracing new technologies and engaging with a globalized world, while preserving the essence of its profound spiritual heritage. Chapter 4. The Dragons Dance in the Land of the Thunder Dragon, the Drukpa and Bhutan. The confluence of the Drukpa lineage and the Kingdom of Bhutan is a story etched into the very mountains and valleys of the Himalayas. It's a narrative of spiritual awakenings, political unification, and the forging of a unique cultural identity. The arrival of the Drukpa lineage in Bhutan in the 13th century wasn't merely a religious event, it was a catalyst that would shape the destiny of a nation. Phajo Drugam Zigpo, a disciple of Sangpa Ghair's nephew, arrived in Bhutan in 1222, carrying the torch of the Drukpa Kagyu teachings. He wasn't drawn to the bustling centers but to the remote western valleys of Paro, Thimphu, Punakha, and Gasa. These valleys, cradled by towering peaks and traversed by rushing rivers, became the focal point of his missionary work. He established a network of 12 sacred sites, 4 dzongs, fortresses, 4 drags, cliffside retreats, and 4 phugs, caves. These sites weren't chosen arbitrarily, they were places of power, resonant with spiritual energy, and often associated with previous Buddhist or Bon traditions. Jago Zong, Yangthe Thuo Zong, Takshang, Tiger's Nest, and Tango Monastery emerged as important Drukpa centers, marking the lineage's growing influence. Phajo Drugam Zigpo's teachings resonated deeply with the local communities. He didn't seek to impose a foreign doctrine but rather to integrate the Drukpa wisdom with existing beliefs and practices. His approach, emphasizing direct experience and practical application, appealed to people from all walks of life. He emphasized the importance of meditation, the cultivation of compassion, and the realization of one's own inherent Buddha nature. Bhutan in the 13th century was a patchwork of independent regions, each with its own local rulers and religious traditions. Bon, the indigenous spiritual practice of Bhutan, held sway in many areas, while various Buddhist schools, including the Nyingma, also had a presence. Phajo Drugam Zigpo navigated this complex religious landscape with sensitivity and skill. He didn't seek to eradicate existing traditions but rather to create a harmonious blend of Drukpa teachings with local beliefs. This approach, coupled with his charismatic personality and profound spiritual realization, paved the way for the Drukpa lineage to gradually gain prominence in western Bhutan. The establishment of Drukpa centers became focal points for not only spiritual practice but also social and cultural exchange. They fostered a sense of community and provided a platform for the dissemination of knowledge and artistic expression. The 17th century marked a pivotal moment in Bhutanese history, the unification of the country under the leadership of Zhabdrung Ngawang Namgyal. He wasn't merely a religious figurehead, he was a brilliant strategist, a charismatic leader, and a visionary who saw the potential for a unified and independent Bhutan. He arrived in Bhutan in 1616, fleeing Tibet due to a dispute over the reincarnation of the 4th Galwang Drukpa. This wasn't a retreat but a strategic repositioning. He recognized Bhutan's potential as a sanctuary for the Drukpa lineage and a land where he could establish a new model of religious and political authority. The Zhabdrung's consolidation of power was a multifaceted endeavor. He skillfully forged alliances with local leaders, leveraging their support to expand his influence. He implemented a legal code based on Buddhist principles, providing a framework for governance and social harmony. He established a centralized administrative system, creating a unified structure that transcended regional boundaries. Crucially, he promoted the Drukpa Kagyu school as the state religion, weaving it into the very fabric of Bhutanese identity. He wasn't content with mere religious dominance. He aimed to create a symbiotic relationship between religious and political authority, with the Drukpa lineage serving as the spiritual and moral compass for the nation. The construction of dzongs became a cornerstone of the Zhabdrung's strategy. These weren't merely fortresses, they were symbols of Drukpa authority, both religious and political. They served as administrative centers, monastic communities, and defensive strongholds, embodying the interconnectedness of spiritual and temporal power. Simtoka Dzong, built in 1629, is a prime example. Strategically located near Thimphu, it served as a key administrative and defensive hub, consolidating the Zhabdrung's control over the western region. Punakha Dzong, nestled at the confluence of two rivers, became the winter capital and a symbol of national unity. These dzongs, with their towering walls, intricate woodwork, and sacred spaces, weren't just architectural marvels. They were expressions of the Drukpa worldview, reflecting the lineage's emphasis on discipline, order, and the integration of spiritual and worldly affairs. Their design incorporated elements of both Bhutanese and Tibetan architecture, creating a unique style that became synonymous with Drukpa influence. The Zhabdrung's unification of Bhutan was a watershed moment for both the Drukpa lineage and the Bhutanese people. For the Drukpa, it provided a secure base, free from the political turmoil that plagued Tibet. It allowed the lineage to flourish, establishing monasteries, retreat centers, and a vibrant monastic community. For the Bhutanese people, it brought stability and a sense of shared identity. It fostered a unique culture, blending Drukpa teachings with existing traditions. The Zhabdrung's legacy extends far beyond political unification. He laid the foundation for Bhutan's enduring identity as Druk Yul, the land of the Thunder Dragon, a nation deeply rooted in the spiritual and cultural values of the Drukpa lineage. The Drukpa lineage's influence on Bhutanese culture extends far beyond the iconic phallus paintings, permeating every aspect of Bhutanese life, from religious festivals to art, literature, and music. Tishechu, one of Bhutan's most important religious festivals, is a vibrant expression of Drukpa tradition. Held annually in dzongs and monasteries throughout the country, Tishechu features masked dances that depict the life and teachings of Guru Rinpoche and other important Buddhist figures. These dances aren't mere performances, they are sacred rituals, believed to transmit blessings and dispel negative forces. The elaborate costumes, the rhythmic music, and the dramatic storytelling create a powerful and transformative experience for both performers and spectators. The Drukpa lineage also played a crucial role in the development of Bhutanese art. The intricate thongkas, religious scroll paintings depicting Buddhist deities and mandalas, reflect the Drukpa's emphasis on visualization and meditative practice. The vibrant colors, the precise iconography, and the symbolic meanings embedded within these artworks serve as powerful reminders of the Drukpa worldview. The creation of these thongkas wasn't just an artistic endeavor, it was a spiritual practice, requiring deep concentration, devotion, and a profound understanding of Buddhist philosophy. Literature and music also bear the imprint of the Drukpa lineage. Religious texts, such as the biographies of Drukpa masters and commentaries on Buddhist scriptures, were not only studied by monks and scholars but also recited and chanted during religious ceremonies, transmitting the lineage's wisdom through oral tradition. Folk songs and traditional music often incorporated Buddhist themes, reflecting the integration of Drukpa teachings into everyday life. The rhythmic chanting of mantras, the melodic recitation of prayers, and the vibrant sounds of traditional instruments created a sonic landscape that resonated with the Drukpa spiritual ethos. The Drukpa lineage's arrival in Bhutan didn't lead to the eradication of pre-existing traditions. Instead, a process of integration and syncretism unfolded. Bon practices, deeply rooted in the Bhutanese landscape and the hearts of its people, weren't simply replaced but rather absorbed and reinterpreted within the Drukpa framework. Certain Bon deities were incorporated into the Drukpa pantheon, their roles and attributes reimagined within the context of Buddhist cosmology. Rituals and ceremonies blended Bon elements with Drukpa practices, creating a unique hybrid tradition that reflected the Bhutanese cultural landscape. This integration wasn't always seamless. Tensions and conflicts arose at times. However, the Drukpa lineage, with its emphasis on adaptability and skillful means, navigated these challenges, ultimately contributing to the development of a distinct Bhutanese Buddhist identity that honored both its indigenous roots and its adopted faith. The Drukpa lineage's encounter with other Buddhist schools in Bhutan followed a similar pattern of interaction and integration. The Nyingma school, with its emphasis on the teachings of Guru Rinpoche, held a strong presence in Bhutan prior to the arrival of the Drukpa. Rather than engaging in sectarian rivalry, the Drukpa lineage sought common ground, emphasizing the shared principles and practices that united all Buddhist traditions. This ecumenical approach fostered mutual respect and collaboration, allowing the Drukpa lineage to establish itself as the dominant school while honoring the contributions of other Buddhist traditions. The Drukpa lineage's influence on Bhutanese culture is a testament to its adaptability, its profound wisdom, and its ability to connect with the hearts and minds of ordinary people. It's a story of cultural exchange, religious integration, and the forging of a unique national identity. The Drukpa lineage didn't merely impose a foreign doctrine, it became an integral part of the Bhutanese tapestry, enriching its spiritual, artistic, and cultural landscape. Chapter 5. The Galwang Drukpa, a modern mystic's vision. The 12th incarnation of the Galwang Drukpa, Jigme Pema Wangchen, embodies a dynamic bridge between ancient wisdom and contemporary concerns. His life, from his auspicious birth to his global humanitarian efforts, reflects a vision of integrating spiritual principles into daily life, promoting universal harmony, and addressing the pressing challenges of the modern world. His story begins in 1963, amidst the sacred landscape of So Pema, Rewalsar, in Himachal Pradesh, India. This lake, revered as the abode of Padmasambhava, the legendary tantric master who brought Buddhism to Tibet, provided the backdrop for Jigme Pema Wangchen's birth. His arrival coincided with a vibrant festival celebrating Guru Padmasambhava's birthday, an auspicious sign that hinted at the extraordinary life that lay ahead. His father, Jigchen Bairo Rinpoche, a renowned Dzogchen master and the abbot of Kathok Jigchen Monastery in Kham, eastern Tibet, and his mother, Kelsang Yudrin, affectionately known as Mayamla, a devout practitioner from Lodrik in southern Tibet, were on pilgrimage when their son, destined to lead the Drukpa lineage, was born. Even in his infancy, Jigme Pema Wangchen displayed remarkable signs of his spiritual lineage. Before he could even read, he possessed an uncanny familiarity with sacred texts, correcting anyone who misplaced the pages. He would often tell his parents of his true identity, speaking of a monastery and a lama's residence that awaited him. One day, the 3-year-old Jigme Pema Wangchen announced, "A man with a white beard is coming to take me back to my monastery." Soon after, the search party, led by the first Thuksi Rinpoche, arrived, seeking the reincarnation of the 11th Galwang Drukpa. The young boy recognized members of the search party, astonishing them by recalling their names and identifying his predecessors' belongings. His Holiness Dujom Rinpoche, the supreme head of the Nyingma school, bestowed upon him the name Jigme Pema Wangchen, a name that would become synonymous with compassion, wisdom, and leadership. At the age of 4, Jigme Pema Wangchen was formally enthroned as the 12th Galwang Drukpa at Dotsak Monastery in Darjeeling, West Bengal, India. This monastery, nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas, became the young Galwang Drukpa's spiritual home and the center of his early education. Under the tutelage of his principal guru, the first Thuksi Rinpoche, he embarked on a rigorous path of spiritual training, immersing himself in the profound teachings and practices of the Drukpa Kagyu lineage. His education was not confined to a single tradition. He also received teachings from other revered masters, including Khenpo Noryang, Khenpo Nawang, Khenpo Chodrak, and his own father, Bairo Rinpoche. This diverse exposure instilled in him a deep appreciation for the various schools of Tibetan Buddhism, fostering an ecumenical approach that would become a hallmark of his leadership. He received the complete transmission of the Nyingmapa tradition from His Holiness Dujom Rinpoche, further broadening his spiritual horizons. Even as a young child, he showed a remarkable aptitude for meditation, experiencing profound states of compassion and unconditional love. His spontaneous expressions of empathy and concern for all beings, from the smallest insects to the most vulnerable humans, foreshadowed his future commitment to humanitarian work. The Galwang Drukpa's vision extends far beyond the walls of the monastery, encompassing a deep commitment to education, gender equality, environmental protection, and humanitarian aid. His work with the Druk White Lotus School in Ladakh exemplifies his dedication to providing a holistic education that empowers future generations. This award-winning institution, built with sustainable design and incorporating local Ladakhi architectural elements, offers a unique curriculum that blends modern education with the preservation of Ladakhi culture. Students learn not only traditional subjects but also Ladakhi history, language, and customs, ensuring the continuity of their rich cultural heritage. The school has received international acclaim for its innovative approach and its commitment to sustainable development. His Holiness has been a tireless advocate for gender equality, recognizing the crucial role of women in both spiritual practice and social progress. He has established several nunneries under the umbrella of Druk Gawa Kilwa in the Himalayas, providing women with equal access to spiritual education and training. These nunneries offer a comprehensive curriculum that includes traditional Buddhist practices, philosophical studies, languages, Tibetan, English, and Hindi, computer skills, and even martial arts training. This empowers the nuns not only spiritually but also practically, equipping them with the skills they need to contribute meaningfully to their communities and to navigate the challenges of the modern world. The nuns have played an active role in humanitarian efforts, providing aid and support in the aftermath of natural disasters, demonstrating their resilience and their commitment to service. The Galwang Drukpa's Live to Love movement has become a global force for positive change, inspiring individuals around the world to engage in altruistic action and environmental protection. This initiative has spearheaded numerous projects, including a massive tree planting campaign in Ladakh aimed at combating deforestation and mitigating the effects of climate change. Under his leadership, Live to Love volunteers broke the Guinness World Record twice for most trees planted simultaneously. In 2010, over 9,300 volunteers planted more than 50,000 trees in just half an hour. They surpassed their own record in 2012, with nearly 10,000 volunteers planting almost 100,000 trees, contributing significantly to reforestation efforts and protecting villages from mudslides. His commitment to environmental protection has earned him the Green Hero Award from India and recognition from the United Nations. Live to Love also extends its reach through medical camps, providing essential healthcare services to remote communities in the Himalayas. Eye camps have restored sight to thousands suffering from cataracts, while other medical initiatives offer basic healthcare and distribute essential supplies. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the nuns of the Drukpa order played a vital role in distributing health packages and providing health education to remote villages, demonstrating the movement's adaptability and responsiveness to emerging crises. The Live to Love project also encompasses animal welfare initiatives, rescuing and caring for street dogs and other animals in need. The Live to Rescue project in Ladakh, initiated by His Eminence Drukpa Thuksi Rinpoche in collaboration with the Galwang Drukpa, provides a sanctuary for injured and abandoned animals, reflecting the Drukpa lineage's deep respect for all sentient beings. The Galwang Drukpa's teachings emphasize the integration of spiritual principles into daily life, promoting universal harmony and inner peace. He travels extensively, sharing his message with audiences around the world. He has established Drukpa centers in numerous countries, including France, the United Kingdom, Germany, Spain, Poland, the United States, Mexico, Peru, Australia, Vietnam, Taiwan, Malaysia, and Hong Kong. His teachings, rooted in the ancient wisdom of the Drukpa Kagyu and Nyingmapa traditions, resonate with contemporary audiences seeking a path to a more meaningful and compassionate life. He encourages his followers to embrace the challenges of modern life with mindfulness and compassion, integrating spiritual practice into their daily routines. His interactions with international figures and media, such as his interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson, demonstrate his ability to bridge cultural and intellectual divides, communicating the essence of Buddhist philosophy in a way that is accessible and relevant to a global audience. The Galwang Drukpa's vision for the future is one of universal harmony, environmental sustainability, and gender equality. He envisions a world where spiritual values guide human actions, where compassion and wisdom inform our interactions with each other and with the planet. He has made significant contributions to the Drukpa lineage, revitalizing its traditions, expanding its global reach, and demonstrating its relevance in addressing contemporary challenges. His work has earned him international recognition, including awards from the United Nations. His leadership is marked by a deep commitment to service, a profound understanding of Buddhist philosophy, and a dynamic ability to adapt ancient wisdom to the needs of the modern world. The 12th Galwang Drukpa, Jigma Pema Wangchen, stands as a beacon of hope, illuminating a path towards a more compassionate and sustainable future. The Drukpa lineage, born from a rich tapestry of Indian and Tibetan Buddhist traditions, is marked by its emphasis on esoteric practices and unconventional figures like Drukpa Kunli. From its Himalayan origins, the lineage spread across Bhutan, becoming integral to the nation's cultural identity, and then globally through the efforts of the 12th Galwang Drukpa. This journey highlights the adaptability of spiritual traditions and their potential to address modern challenges like environmental conservation and gender equality. These findings reveal the dynamic evolution of religious traditions and their capacity to inspire positive change. Where will the Drukpa lineage's blend of ancient wisdom and modern action lead next? Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and suggest future topics. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. The world of discovery awaits.